Hi again. It's great that you're here at Pico's Peer Coaching Skills Masterclass. I'm Fredrik Eklöf, the founder of Pico. More than 25 years ago, I got in contact with a way of talking with people that changed my life entirely. Since then, I've spent thousands of hours coaching and getting coached by people all around the world. And now I have a team building a platform and a program to support professional development and personal growth in the business for everyone, by everyone. This very course, the one you're starting now, is the most important of the courses we provide, the Pico Peer Coaching Skills Masterclass. Welcome. The tools we teach have the potential to enhance all of your human interactions for the rest of your life. Simple in its complexity, learning how to do peer coaching can be done in just 45 minutes, while mastering it takes a lifetime. In the first videos, I will cover core principles of Pico peer-to-peer coaching. That is all you need to get started coaching and getting coached by people around you. Later on in this course, you will get dedicated training classes for each of these core principles. The first assumption we make is that everyone needs to talk. There seems to be a universal human need to talk. We think better when we think out loud. You know, when there was a math problem in school that I didn't understand, I would raise my hand, my teacher would come over, and I would explain what it was that I didn't understand. And while explaining, I would often come up with a solution myself. On a good day, my math teacher would say, "Good job, Fredrik." On a bad day, he would grunt, "Well, what did you bother me for? You didn't need my help." But the fact was that even though I didn't need the teacher's active help, I needed his listening support. Because on my own, my mind was stuck. This has probably happened to you as well. You know, you go to a colleague with a problem that you haven't been able to solve, and while describing the problem for your colleague, you realize yourself what you need to do. Maybe you feel a little stupid for having bothered your colleague with something that you actually could figure out yourself. And your colleague may feel like she or he didn't help you because you solved it yourself. But you both did exactly what you needed to do. You were stuck on your own, so you went to a peer for support. And your peer listened well enough for you to come up with a solution, with your solution, which is always so much more effective than being told what to do. Your colleague actually performed peer coaching in its most basic and most important form, by simply listening. Another example that we need to talk is that when something good happens to us, we often can't wait until we get to tell somebody else about it. When something bad has happened, we are often not as eager to talk about it, but I'm sure you've had the experience of feeling relieved and like the bad thing is a little lighter and less bad once you've talked about it. This is something very beautiful, that we human beings seem to be hardwired to seek support and help from each other. That at least a part of our mind unawarely expects others to be there for us. But this phenomenon is also the root of many, if not most, of the problems facing humanity and the planet today. Because since everyone needs to talk, there is seldom anyone really listening. When you start talking about one of your challenges at work, my mind will be reminded of my challenges. And then I will start thinking about my challenges, just looking like I'm listening to you, waiting for you to catch your breath. And then I'll say, "Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me too." And I'll start telling my story. That leaves you unsatisfied, since you hadn't finished talking about your challenges. So you will not be listening fully either, but waiting for your chance to get the word in and resume talking about your stuff. Many conversations that we have in our everyday life are held this way and can still be fruitful. But in the long run, the sharing will often not be equal. One of you will talk more and share more and listen less. And more importantly, those conversations keep you having to fight or at least make an effort to get to talk. And that is stopping you from going deeper and systematically helping each other to unblock each other's minds. And it's also bad that so many of us humans so often are more desperate about being heard and seen ourselves that we don't make the effort or even know how to listen well to others. Therefore, the first principle of Pico peer-to-peer coaching is that we democratically take turns listening and coaching to each other. That's called time boxing, dividing the time and taking turns coaching each other. Put simply, time boxing is splitting the entire session into equal time slots, in which both you and your peer, your coaching partner, get to be both coach and coachee. If you have 25 minutes for coaching, you will have your 10 minutes to be the coachee, and the session will be about you with your coaching partner listening and coaching you. She or he will then have their 10 minutes as the coachee, with you being the coach. And you will have 5 minutes left for transitions and ending the coaching session. This is not just democratic time-wise, it's also empowering, because it assumes that a person is not only in need of somebody else's coaching, but can also contribute coaching attention to the other. And I often find that I learn just as much about myself when I'm coaching somebody else as when I'm being coached myself. To start easing into the concept of peer coaching, we have designed your first assignment. First, check the box for having watched this video, well done, and earn 1 experience point. Then, observe conversations around you and try to notice when people are listening and when people are not listening. You can think of 1, what makes you think that the person is not listening? What is it that they do or don't do that make you think that? 2, how does that seem to affect the person talking? Can you see them get insecure or talk less or talk more, for instance? Or change the subject even? And when you've been able to make those observations, come back here and check off the box for that and earn 2 experience points. That's how we will reward you in this program. 1 XP for things like watching a video, which is important but not as hard as taking action. And 2 XPs for things that require action on your part. So listening and time boxing are the 2 most basic principles of Pico peer-to-peer coaching. The next pre-training video is about 1 big concern that many people have when it comes to coaching: emotions. What if the coachee will get emotional? I'm not competent enough to handle that. And after you've learned what to do when the coachee is emotional, you will be all set to start the module of the official peer coaching skills masterclass.